So I'd just like to make a quick video reflecting on something that I heard about before, heard other content creators talking about before. Not that I'm really a content creator with my tens of viewers, but it's interesting that I'm experiencing a little bit of something, even with so few viewers and so few comments. I've recently got a couple videos up that have had comments in the single digits. One might have broken that. And it took me over an hour to respond to all the comments, or to most of them, which is crazy. I really don't know how people with larger channels respond to all the comments, which is why I don't think most of them do. Even if you have someone that runs your social media content channels for you, it would be very difficult to respond to each and every person. Not to mention the communication breakdown. I feel that's where a lot of conflict comes into play, where people say similar or the same thing, but the verbiage is different and the understanding of words is different, which again is baffling to me. I do it too, because words have set definitions. But yet people still, and myself included, interpret other people's usage of them differently. So there's that. I guess my point is, as things get rolling, if Yah allows and this channel gets bigger, please excuse me if I don't get to all your comments. And my only intent here is to spread the entire word of Yah, not cut out certain parts that I don't like or that I don't think are fit anymore. I am just trying to put together the book from front to back. It's one book. It's all in the same binder. It's all in play. And, from what I've read, that's all I'm meant to do. And I don't argue with brothers and sisters isn't the way I feel. So don't take any of my responses to any of your comments as arguing. I'm just trying to learn, get other people's opinions. And I'm a human, though, so sometimes I might come off sounding like a jerk or a little short. Excuse me if I do. I would like to say, however, one thing. And I've been trying to think of how to word this without sounding like a turd. But I feel that if you make a comment disagreeing with me, and you only post a couple of random verses, which kind of don't tell the whole story, I'd simply ask you to consider how many times you've read the Bible. Is it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times? And again, I hate saying this, I don't want to say it, but I'm on my 4th time, and I still, every time I read it, I'm like, where did that come from? I didn't see that the first time, or I didn't understand that the first time, or I didn't read this in context the first time. So if you've not read your Bible all the way through, if you only go to church for 1 hour a week and listen to your pastor, or if you do some dabbling, I highly suggest reading it for yourself. And I wouldn't go to a modern church pastor to clear things up. I'm sorry, but they just don't. It's not a coincidence that almost every church across America is the same setup and the same preaching and the same, everything to a T almost. Because they all go to seminary. Where do you think they learn that? I'm sorry, that's what this. Sorry, ran out of storage. I had to delete some videos. So, read the whole Bible for yourself. The whole purpose of this channel started out as my wife and I, as complete and total noobs, we're going to read the Bible, and we took down a lot of videos, but there's still some there. We started in Genesis chapter 1 and went through, and as we read it, we talked about what we thought that meant. And the reason was we wanted to grow, and as people, we grow in the Word of Yah, and see how our what we got out of it changed as we grew more knowledgeable. Now, we stopped for several reasons: major health problems, moving, and didn't want to come across as being a way that we were not coming across as my wife trying to teach. The intent was pure, but it just wasn't right at the time. I mean, the concept is awesome in my opinion. Someone starting to read the Bible, not knowing anything, and then, having their opinion on what they read, and then having it as they learn get more and more. But it just didn't work out that way. And then, in addition to reading the Bible for yourself, and again, I'm not saying you can't have an opinion. This is just such a hard topic. Please don't try to see the negative or me talking down to you in this. It's just my experience and what I would say to someone, like, read some more, and then read again, and then ask some questions before you try to, like, regurgitate what your pastor said or a couple things you saw here or whatever, because just factually, you're probably going to get it wrong. You're probably going to get it out of context. Like, so many people are like, well, it's the new covenant, and they try to quote me Hebrews, and no offense, but you just didn't keep reading. If you keep reading, it's first off, King James, throw it away. Any Bible that says it's the new covenant, it's not a new covenant, it's a renewed covenant. The covenant is the same, did not change. Show me the new rules then. Finding fault with it. Remember, the Lord is perfect. So what you're saying is the problem was with his covenant? No, it was with us. There's no new rules. There's no new, it's all, follow, Yeshua himself says, this isn't the video for this, but you get my point. Secondly, in addition to reading, people especially who don't read and try to come at me with Paul. Even Peter said Paul is incredibly difficult to understand. He was a Pharisee. It's not even Paul. Remember, where in the Bible does it say his name is Paul? In a real Bible. There's speculation that in Greek there was a hero named Paul, and that's why one of the scribes changed his name. It's Shaul of Tarsus. There's no Paul. Shaul, Saul, modern day. And Shaul was a Pharisee, a big-time Pharisee. Remember, he was killing Christians, and he was very efficient at it before he had this little run-in with the Lord. He was a Pharisee. He was a very well-studied and taught Pharisee. He did all the feasts. He never stopped doing. Remember, none of these people the 12 never stopped doing all the Old Testament stuff. Again, which shows you that no, that was not done away with, or else they wouldn't keep doing it. So there's just no denying that, right? Why would they keep doing it? Like, well, or the law is done away with. So it's a free for all? I mean, do we just get to do whatever we want? Well, no, you got to love your neighbor. Okay, you're right, but you don't get to pick how. Yah tells you how. Where does he tell us? The commands. So unless you realize that Paul, under oath, said he was a Pharisee, believed in the prophets, believed in the resurrection, believed in the law, all of those, under oath, he said, until you've read all of the Old Testament and practice it, don't come at me with Paul. You don't know. I'm sorry you don't. It's like, it was, in a way to put it more less arrogantly, and I'm not trying to come across like that, is I'm sure all of you out there do something well, and then you come across someone maybe at work, so a new employee, or you do a hobby, and someone new comes into the hobby, and they just don't know. Imagine that person trying to tell you your job or your task when they only read parts of the manual or only got instructed in a couple of days. You'd be like, you don't have even the slightest clue, how things. Do you see what I'm saying? That's how it is, especially with someone is verbose as Paul, someone who bloviates like Paul, and is a Pharisee like Paul, and is hard to get. And that's why modern churches love, in my opinion, that's why they use them so much, because it's just so easy to twist. Please, the best, I promise you the best thing you can do, well, not my church, yeah, probably your church, get out of your church, read the Bible for yourself. And I know not everybody's going to agree, but do yourself a favor and, dog, stop chasing the cat. Hey, stop. Do yourself a favor, go to Bear Independent, his YouTube channel. And he reads the Bible and explains it down every verse. Every verse he starts right at the first one and goes through. And also Taborosaurus Rex. He's not as big on YouTube anymore, but his videos are there. He still posts once in a while. Oh, okay, jeez, I got a visitor here. You, what are you doing? What are you doing? You. Chasing the cat. Yeah, you. So, again, I pray that this video, do not take anything I said here like the wrong way. I love the interaction. And hey, I could be completely wrong. So again, please come at me with your comments and what you think is what, and we can rap about it. And just again, if I don't get to them as things grow, if they grow, hey, like I might end up in the hospital for a long period again, or my wife, or stuff might happen, or I just might be like, nah, you ain't doing this right now. So you might not see. Maybe if I might not make another video for months. I don't know. Just something I want to get out there. Poo-poo. The ultimate lap dog. Just want to get that out there for everybody. And thank you for watching and commenting. And hope the Lord blesses you. Peace out, you.